Hello guys, welcome to another episode of Ripster Daily Trade Recaps and Teachings. All right guys, so today was short anything day, right? Today was a short anything day. So pretty good profitable day in the community. We did not get long or anything. There were definitely few longs, just two or three like SMCI, Humana, ULTA early in the morning, but most of it was just short. It was short everything that comes to you. So we'll talk about that. We'll see how we were short all day, how we everybody made money on the short size on the puts. The community had a really good day there. A lot of new traders in community, so there was something new for them as well. Anyways, not gonna do too long of a introduction. All these trade ideas, all these discussions are mostly from the community, and we are going to recap our game plan that we provide the community in the morning. You can see the game plan right here. Then we also have Ripster daily levels that are provided in the community in the morning, and we have these levels. Most of these levels were spot on today, and then we have our day 2 day 3 setups. We'll talk about few of those day to day setups as well. Then of course we have our crypto setups, coin and MSTR were beautiful shorts today from the community. I'm usually on the voice first few hours of the market open. It's guiding everybody through the market, long or short, and what is a good setup. All right, so I'm gonna go through the main plays we had in the community today. I'm gonna go through any ideas that I was short. We'll talk about those, and then bunch of lot of great calls in the community today. So we're gonna cover that as well. So let's start. All right, let's talk about the market. Let's start with the market. See what SPY was doing. So guys, if you have watched my previous videos, you should have shorted all day and did pretty well from what market did today. So market had this setup going into today was all-time highs, very bullish, but the problem was VIX. So there was VIX, which was very strong in the morning. The first thing I told everyone in the community was that VIX, let's see, is again VIX over 1660 is the dangerous for the market. That's what I said. VIX, let's look here. See if I can show you. Yeah, so you see that VIX over 1660 dangerous for the market. What does that mean? That means that if VIX breaks out of 1660 and SPY breaks under the pre-market lows and Ripster clouds are bearish, its market will be bearish and we will be short in the community today, right? I'm going to quickly show you the levels we had on the SPY QQQ in the pre-market. You can see the support 560, QQQ 470 to 44, right away under the clouds, under the MTF clouds, and right away QQQ breaking those levels, and VIX was right away pushing, right? So easy. I mean, there was nothing, right? That's why as soon as market open, I saw the weakness. I saw the weakness in QQQ. I told everybody you can short the QQQs here into the amateur move. You can short it. So that's what I told everyone right away. Right, and both bearish. And I mean, you can short SPY QQQ, or you can short the Apple Microsoft. We'll talk about that as well. But anyways, Qs were both bearish as well in the amateur move. This is the first thing I told everybody in the morning. So those were our morning shorts right away at the open by my guidance, and after that it was just managing the trade. So the most of the profits at 10 a.m. we covered some, but no bounce at 10 a.m. No bounce at 10 a.m. So you hold it, hold it, hold it. Most of the target, initial target was 555. Most of the shorts were covered into that target, and then market went into the chop. Then middle of the day we broke those bear flags. I talked about today, I talked about the 1 hour bear flag setups, right? This is the one, and this is the one. This is the importance of 1 hour charts. If I go to my Twitter, I haven't shared there. If I show you that the complete, yeah, let me see. Okay, if I can show you that, right? So there was a morning short, so that's fine that I just showed you. We were short in the morning. So if let's look here. Okay, so let's check here. Right, even on Twitter I told everybody starting the day with the shorts across the board. You can see the time-stamped comments. Of course, I was on the voice. I give a better guidance on the voice. We always take the initial profits into 10 a.m. and then we keep some runners for rest of the day. I told everybody no longs. I strictly told everybody no longs, all day, and that was at 10:08 a.m. and then we continue to fade. That was 457. Then we hit a 555. And what was 555? 555 was our daily chart level right here. This level was 555. So that's why we saw a lot of bounce here, because it's a very, very important level. That's then market started to go sideways, market started to go chop, and that was the important area where you decide that are you going to long something or you're going to stay short, because market was not done. And that's when I saw the 1 hour charts, right? Look at this 1 hour charts, and that's where you can short more again with Ripster clouds. There's no reason to long. There was not a single reason to long, and I did not let anybody go long on anything all day, even on SPY QQQ. We were basing on 555. I think it was chopping. It tried to curl. I just showed you the level 555, but there was no buying. Right, there was no buying. And if you see here, that's what I told everyone, try to look at 1 hour chart. Nothing bullish about it. 555 is such an important level, right? And look at 1 hour, 1 hour bear flag break, Ripster clouds bearish, break, right? So look here what's happening. Since I posted that chart, where did we fade to? Nothing is too low, more fade. So you ride Ripster clouds all the way. As long as it stays short, you ride the short. The puts went crazy 300 400%. SPX went crazy 300 400%. If you invested today $2,000 3,000, you ended the day at $8,000 9,000. Such were the fades on the SPY QQQ. And you don't just need to trade SPY QQQ. You can trade like I always say, you can trade SOXS long. That's a semiconductor inverse ETF that went from 2350 all the way to 27 bucks, right? You can trade SQQ. So that was beautiful. That went from 840 all the way to 880 and $9, right? So many things you can trade there. So anyways, that's a timestamp guidance all day. I'm very proud of the guidance today. Make sure. And here's the thing, it was all with the VIX, right? As VIX keeps breaking out, SPY keeps breaking down. As simple as that. You see, VIX never broke the 512 EMA cloud all day. VIX kept on going, and eventually VIX broke out of 20, then finally hit the 22 resistance, pulled back, but VIX still closed very strong. So day like today is when you need to make sure that you are not buying the dips. You are not bullish. If you are a day trader, there was no question about being bullish on everything or trying to buy anything today. So that's the most important lesson that I teach again and again and again. And I'm very proud that in my community, I don't let anybody lose or get bagged on day like today, buying bearish, because system is bearish, right? Look at the big picture, breaking support, bearish, all-time high, close, resistance, reject, bearish, 10-minute bearish, 1 hour bearish, clouds bearish, VIX strong. You can always look at other things as well over Apple week, Microsoft week. We're going to talk about that next. So let's look at Apple and Microsoft now. So our market is weak. You can short both Apple and Microsoft. Let's look at here Apple and Microsoft. You see that Apple was weak right away. It was a short right away. What was the levels that I gave in the market? Pre-market. So the Apple was 228, 227.43. Look at that. Both levels gave up. All day short, right into the MTF cloud. No reason to buy. No reason to buy. Show me where was this reason to buy. There was no reason to buy. It tried to curl. There's another short here where it's bear flagging with the 1 hour bear flag in the market, just like I showed you. Microsoft, yes, it was strong earlier in the day. But look here, as soon as Microsoft breaks the 3450 clouds, Microsoft becomes a short as well. It breaks this Ripster MTF clouds, it becomes a short as well. So if you are long, you stop out, you step away. There was no long in Apple and Microsoft today. Very proud of Madge in the community. He guided everybody through that short on Apple. You can see here his guidance. Very proud of that. Very, very proud. Very good guidance by Madge. Love the traders in my community. They're becoming such experienced and good traders. And a lot of these traders are like, they were new, they didn't know the system, but now everybody's executing in the community. I just love it, right? So Apple, Microsoft, another short winners in the community today. And let's go to the next one. All right, let's talk about semiconductors now. So when the market is weak, you need to know what sectors are weak. We watch the semiconductors every day, each day. You see on my watch list, I have ARM, I have Taiwan Semiconductors, AVGO, Qualcomm, AMD every day. And I provide these levels every day. Every day I provide these levels here in the community, and you can see that SMCI ARM. Pause the screen, note down these levels, and then watch what I show you what happens on semiconductors. And let me show you my tweet in the morning what I talked about semiconductors, that they are getting money outflow. We'll specifically talk about NVIDIA later, but let's just talk about the semis here. Let me see, I'll find out my tweet here so I can show you. Let's see. So you see here, right? So I was talking even at 10:30 that semis, money outflow on semis leading the sell-off. So semiconductors were weakest. NVIDIA was weak right out of the gate, but I want to discuss NVIDIA separately. So we will discuss it separately. But there was money outflow in all of them. Let's look at SOXS, right? That's the inverse of the semiconductors. And look at that breakout. Look at the breakout of the MTF Cloud 1, MTF Cloud 2, and straight push. SMH all day fade. You could buy the puts on SMH all day. Semis were the heaviest, right? These are the things that I talk a lot on my voice. I talk about all these those shorts, right? I talked about AMD, NVIDIA, Qualcomm, AVGO, heavy in the community. Great guidance on ARM short by RoboCash. Look at here, community member, right from the morning. ARM fades. I mean, you can literally pick anything and short it, guys. It was such a big day. So all the semiconductors levels worked flawlessly. All the semiconductor shorts worked flawlessly from our levels, our Ripster clouds day like today. You see the beauty of the Ripster cloud, just a beauty. So those were semiconductors. Let's talk specifically about NVIDIA. All right, let's quickly talk about NVIDIA, right? So NVIDIA, I shared this chart in the community yesterday night, right? So the chart was this area. This was inside candle, and I said if it breaks down either way, that's where it's going. And guess what? It broke down under this side, and market is heavy. Again, SPY is bearish. There's no reason to long. QQQ is bearish. VIX is strong. So this becomes a beautiful short. Let's go back to NVIDIA levels I gave in the morning. Again, sometimes I'm not top of every trade, but my traders are already in a short. So NVIDIA's support was 116.40 and other support was 115. When we were shorting the QQQs, the reason I was shorting QQQs because I was also covering the stocks like NVIDIA and the semiconductors. So when I'm short Qs, NVIDIA becomes a good short as well. And look at that flush. If you can't add that at open, that's fine. You wait for this 10 a.m. bear flag, you short that. Right. So once I saw that NVIDIA is also fading, and other thing is we had these beautiful alerts in the community. We have these scanners in the community. You can buy your own if you want. We have this free scanners and amazing new company, Flow AI Ghost Board. Love the guy, what he has built. Very few alerts, but very spot on alerts. Today his NVIDIA puts came right away, 110 puts, 110 puts, 112 puts. All of them just went crazy, 345% that went on the 110 puts that you can see here, right? So beautiful. You already have a conviction. The market is weak, and the daily chart is showing you the breakdown. Semis are weak. Doesn't get easier than that. You do not have to hesitate, right? Especially if you have a good size account, you don't have to hesitate. You start the short, on the 10 a.m. bear flag. This is a repeatable setup I cover, right? So anyways, I saw the weakness from our levels, and there was a nice alerts on Fall AI. The first target I gave was 112. So 112 rejected at 10:30. I said it's still heavy, and then at 11:50 we rejected the 512 clouds. Right here I said we rejected 512 clouds because we were hold, and then it broke. Then I guided the people. There were buyers at 110. We used bookmap. The 110 buyer was hit cleaned like sellers hit him hard. Then 109 buyer was clean. So there was no reason to cover the NVIDIA short. And guess what? After hours, we realized there's a DOJ news. So somebody always knows something. That's why NVIDIA was selling off at 134%, right? So how do you make money on NVIDIA short? Your system, Ripster Clouds, your levels that we gave in the pre-market idea, the daily chart that I provided to the community, right? and your entries, all that matters is your entry. If you are missing it out, you just take 1/3, 1/4 entry, buy 1 put, 3 put, 4 put, whatever you like, right? And the option flow. So these are the things that made it a high probability A plus short setup. Let's go to the next one. All right, next one we're going to talk about is Intel. So let's see what was Intel doing. Intel was short all day, although I logged profit earlier. I had a big position, big size. Let's look at what was the game plan on Intel. In bearish bias under the clouds. That was my game plan, and it's a good play for the small caps. As soon as the market opened, I told everybody short should fade to MTF. So MTF was the first target. Then it started to go sideways. The 2060 was my second target. Then I told everybody to leave runner, and then it hit at 1122s. It hit right here at right here into 2050, so almost $1 short. I covered most. I had decent size, but it was still heavy, and then NVIDIA faded further to $20, and beautiful short. I mean, it was easiest setup, right? There was a news, market was heavy, and it had ran up the other day like crazy. That day it was the short did not work, but it could not get over the MTF clouds, and today it was completely bearish. Easy short. Here's the timestamp guidance. Good trade for small account option traders as well. Let's look at the next one. Another one of my personal trade, my personal huge trades in the community was Google. Google had a news. It was on our game plan. Look here. Alphabet profit target lowered by Morgan Stanley. We have the levels here. Remember what I teach you about when a tier 1 analyst upgrades or downgrades, the stock moves. So let's look at the level on Google. The level on Google was, where we go? Did I close it? All right, looks like I closed the level sheet. 1 second. So yeah, so here you go. The level on Google was 162 and 160, 169. Both those levels gave up. I gave Google short right at the open into the community. I told them to watch the pops in case it bounces, you hit more short. But nothing to say. It just faded all day. All day fades. Initially I covered here. I covered my short here. When 512 is rejected, I re-added. Look here, added back the scale outs, and then I got another 158 to 157, another $1 short. All day fade on Google. Beautiful trade. Nice 30 to 40, 50% on the puts as well. All right, the next one we're going to look at is Boeing. So Boeing was also a short in the community. Let's go back to my pre-market news plan. Profit target lowered at Wells Fargo. Again, it's a downgrade, right? It's a tier 1. Wells Fargo is one of the top. It's not like Morgan Stanley and those, but it's definitely tier 1 or 2s. So I told everybody to check the daily levels. We have the daily levels on Boeing right here. You see there 166.25, 163, 62, 62. So you can see that Boeing right away gave up. So Boeing was right away a short right here. Some nice call outs on trading floor in the community today on Boeing were definitely solid calls. A lot of traders called it out. You can see that here on the Boeing. Raga was on top of it. Beautiful call out by Raga in the community. Love that. Call out by Raga on the Boeing short. Anyways, don't want to spend too much time. Easy short from all the way from 165s to 158s. Like I said, nobody was buying any of these, and we were all short. All right, next one we're going to look at is coin and MSTR. So Bitcoin was heavy. So coin MSTR were all fades, all shorts. Look at MSTR faded from 130s once all the way to 122s. Beautiful short. So I'm going to show you the levels. Look at this support: 180, 140, 180, 130, 128. Pause the screen, note these levels. Look, when those levels gave up, there was no stopping. It started to make a bear flag base here, but then it faded all day. Same for coin and Mara. We trade all these stocks every day. So I told everyone both are the short with Bitcoin. I told that in the community. And of course, everybody knows, right? Because if Bitcoin is heavy, they are going to be short as well. All day short, bear flags, bear flags, bear flags. Beautiful. Let's look at some other ones quickly. There was ULTA in the community. So ULTA, as you see, was a long, and this was a long. Let's see, why was it long? You can clearly see it was over the clouds. And where were our levels on ULTA? Here you go. ULTA, my level was 354, 350. So once ULTA cleared 350, that was a clean long. Your stops under the clouds, and you trade it long all day. Win was on top of it right from the pre-market. Even I mentioned it as a long setup. Then it broke out over one MTF clouds. I sent that alert out. From that MTF cloud, it ran another $7-8. So ULTA was a beautiful long winner in the community. I don't even need to say too much about it. Again, we are not about the alerts, even though we are guiding everybody, but it's about the setup, right? There was only one long setup while everything was bearish, and that was ULTA, because the system was long and system was bullish, and that you stop out at when 512 breaks down. Gonna recap few other plays. U was a good short midday. You see 512 breakdown, 3450 breakdown, MTF cloud breakdown. You could actually find anything short that when the market was so heavy. I didn't trade it, but just wanted to cover a little bit here. So other one, yeah, let's quickly talk about SMCI. So SMCI was long in the morning, this long push over. That's why in the game plan, SMCI chose a bad day for the news. CEO issued letter to the customers and partners. I told everybody to only long if clouds hold. A lot of resistance on 1 hour. 444, 450 was the resistance levels. SMCI turned bullish right away. A lot of traders added it at open, and then I gave the targets of 465s. It almost hit close to that. We were watching the pullbacks, but when it broke the 512s, I just avoided it. Did scalp a little bit, but when market gave up, there was no use further trading SMCI. So the midday setups did not work on SMCI, but morning was definitely a beautiful winning play on SMCI. So that was SMCI. Look at one of our swing. We had to take a loss today because it hit at TNA. Actually, it broke 41. Even that was good stop, but I don't like that it broke 40s. So we were profitable, but when market's selling so much, the swings are not going to work. So we exited that one for loss. There's many other plays in the community. I mean, I can discuss a lot of those, but let me talk about few of these. We have that MTF cloud shorts. Like, look at this, right? This was Microsoft. Already talked about Netflix. Once it broke MTF cloud, all day fade. AVGO, MTF breakdown, further short. AMD under MTF clouds. So point I'm trying to make today is that you could literally short anything, right? Nothing is too low, but we are very proud we were not buying anything. We were not buying anything. There was one other play, there was MRVL. Let's look at that. Yeah, so yeah, MRVL was another MTF cloud short winner, right? So that was a good one. You can see once it broke MTF, never looked back. MRVL was also a day 2 setup. You see bearish 75, 75.50, faded all day under 75s. So there are definitely some setups like that. ADSK was initially a long, but then it turned bearish as well. When market is bearish, guys, nothing is bearish. You have to realize that nothing is bullish. Your longs are low probability, so don't just blindly long Apple, Microsoft, not looking what SPY QQQ is doing. If somebody is alerting you by calls and they say, oh, sell them for a loss, you should know what's happening, right? And don't go for the alerts. Learn to understand, to make the master the markets. Markets should be at your fingertips so you can trade it with confidence. All right, guys. So anyways, that's it for today. Take care. See you guys later. Bye bye.